All right, Shalom. This is the brother Kaya from the GMS Louisiana Saints coming back at you with another quick ride and talk. I'll sit down, Salaki. Probably getting started as I always do. I had to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash. I'll be honest to the elders and apostles of Green Millstone. Salutation to the Akim, just pushing the truth and sincerity. And Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the whole elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And I won't get in a lesson today. I have a little article queued up from Business Insider. All right. It says pumping gas could lead to a $175 hold to be placed on your card before you even fill up. Now, with these, these current inflation in place, all right, Americans is already, battling and struggling to make it, man. But they steady coming with these unrighteous decrees, man. Now the average Jake don't even have a $500 emergency, if an emergency happen, I believe it's like 70 to 80% of Americans or Jakes, they don't have a $500 emergency escape plan. In other words, they don't even have $500 saved up in their accounts. All right. Most Jakes, since, the pandemic and different things like that, they've been pretty much, they've been pretty much overdrafting, man. All right. Now, this is an unrighteous decree, man, because why would you need a whole $175 to be placed on your card before you even fill up? And this gas narrative done got way out the way, man. All right. It done became absurd, man. All right. The jump and the leap in gas, in different places, higher than others, of course. All right. But this is another unrighteous decree, man. Preferably for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because when you go to these other nations like the Arabs who actually have the gas, Moab, all right, all these people benefit off you, Jake. All right, you make these people rich while you stay poor. All right, and the whole agenda is to make sure what? That the poor stay poor and the rich get rich, man. All right, and there's something going on with this gas, man. All right, at different times, he like to make like doing the earlier P, right? The tissue paper and the alcohol. It's the same thing going on with this gas right now. I'm gonna get another article as well. Just to show like, the narrative with this is, it's obvious, man, to the eye that can pay attention. It says by B. Nguyen and Insider.com, Brittany Nguyen. It says, as gas prices rise, the hold on customer cards at the pump increased from $125 to $175. For what? Why would you need to hold this money for people to pump gas, man? You're talking people may have to get $15 that they can afford, but you charge them $125 service fee or whatever it is, man. It says having a higher price hold increases the risk of overdraft fees for some consumers. And this is what it's coming to, man. All right. They backing you down into a corner, Jake, to where you just, you don't have any money. All right. And then they're going to bring this new money system on you, man. All right. Oh, we could get rid of all your fees, all your student loans, all your debts. Just take this new money. All right. The old money, you owe money. All right. So the new way, you're debt free. All right. It's an easier paying method. It solves all the problems. It says checking your account balance or paying before you pump are ways to avoid issues with gas holes. Well, Jake don't got none in this fucking, checking accounts, saving accounts. It says as gas prices remain high, some of the holds that gas stations place on consumer cards went up from 125 to 175. Earlier this year, Visa and MasterCard raised the gas station hold limits to 175 because typical gas transactions surpassed 125 for drivers with larger cars. Individual gas stations set their own limits, and that's another thing. These gas stations is charging you their own prices, man. All right, the elder brother always talks about it. You know how these gas stations, and even some of them is giving you, ethanol, all right, which is a weaker derivative, of gas. And these cars can't even hold the ethanol, certain cars, man. That's why you got an influx of cars breaking down, all right? They're mixing ethanol in, and these cars, most of these cars, 10% of these cars can hold ethanol, all right? Other cars aren't built to hold it, all right? That's why you got an influx of broken down cars every fucking well, man, all right? That's another decree, they secretly placing on Jake. It says, gas stations set their own limits, and the whole is based on the highest amount a driver can pay for gas. When the limit is at $175, some stations have kept the 125 cap, and some can put the cap lower than that. While few merchants have always had the ability to set their own pump shut-off limits, this charge encourages fuel merchants to allow larger fuel purchases with reduced transaction risk, a Visa spokesperson told Insider. It says, Seth Essen, Senior Vice President of Communications at MasterCard, said the whole amount in the U.S. was increased in April, reflecting trends identified by both retailers and financial institutions. And they all working together, right? People holding the cars, the people charging high for the gas. All right, at the end of the day, the decision is all coming from up top, man. It says, reflecting trends identified, okay. In early June, gas prices hit an average of $5 a gallon for the first time. Summer travel demand could also drive the average price of gas up to $6.20 a gallon by August, according to Natasha Koneva, head of the commodities research at J.P. Morgan. And, you talk to the brothers, the people that run the gas stations, they say they are ready to turn the gas up to $10, man. So, it's coming up. It's getting up. It's definitely getting up, man. All right? It says our rules. It says the temporary hold is put on a consumer's card when they insert or tap their card on an automatic fuel dispenser. When drivers finish pumping their gas and the price of the transaction is known, the customer bank lifts the hold. But some people, again, they don't even have $125 in their account. So when you hold that by default makes them overdraft, which they're going to get charges at cheap, Morgan in different places. It's different amount for overdrafts, man. All right, you got to pay money for overdrafting. It says, our rules require that temporary holds on funds in the cardholder account must be released in less than 2 hours of the fuel being dispensed, Eason said. So what do you got a Jake that got $50? He won't pump 25, but there's a $125 hold on it. Do the math. It says Visa also lift the hold within 2 hours, but some holds last longer based on a payment network at the gas station. Holds that take longer to lift can increase the risk of overdraft fees for customers using debit cards. Jeff Leonard, Vice President of Strategic Industry Initiatives of the Association of Convenience and Fuel Retailing, told the Wall Street Journal. What the fuck is that organization, man? If a customer is using a credit card, their available amount of credit is affected too. However, if you set a number that's too low, you are also risk not getting paid for the transaction, Leonard said. For cardholders concerned about available funds in their account, Eisen said they can go into the gas station and prepay a certain amount. But any questions regarding specific account fees would not need to be addressed by the bank that has issued the card, as they have the direct relationship with the cardholder, Eisen said. And many people are, saying pay for the pump because it's easier, it's quicker, or whatever or whatnot. But who knows if they just secretly putting holes on your card, all right, without you even, telling them turn the pump on to use the card, man. All right. And they secretly taking Jake money, man. You know, they put that card on there. Been putting their card on. They been secretly taking money, man. If you take a penny from a billion people, man, or a dollar, you know, every so often from a billion people, man, that's $1 billion, man. All right? So he always taking from you, okay? You know, this Sirach 21 and 8, it says, he that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. And again, y'all putting men money on hold, using men money at you. Even in a bank, these bank financial institutions, y'all just holding people money, taking people money, man. You know, you go to the bank and try to take a large, you know, portion out. You may have neither bought a vehicle, cat, you know, whatever. You go get $10,000 or so out the bank. Man, I gotta take a photo ID. All right, they gotta take pictures. They gotta ask me why. They gotta ask me where I work at. All right, not happened before, man. You know what you getting the money for? Why? This you been in the bank a whole hour getting interrogated to get your own money, man. And this at J.P. Morgan Chase. Why you got to get so much? They stand back, take a picture. What's your occupation? And they already have this information, man. But they like, oh, it's just protocols, procedure. We got to do it, you know? Because again, when you got these people holding your money, that's not your money, man. They're using your money to use usury and give other people money and loans and different things. And you think, oh, you got a loan and you went borrowed against your own money, man. And then they tax you for your own money, man. You know? So it's all usury at the end of the day. It says, and that's how the rich stay rich. They take the poor money and build with the poor money. All right? And put their money away. Tax the poor with their money. Give them loans. You know, same-day loans or whatever to pay their bills, right? And then charge them. You give them a loan for $500, then charge them an extra $100. Which a poor man who's borrowing, when he get the $500, hey, he don't have it because he borrowed it. And then you charge him another $100. So when he do get his money, he's just in the hole, man. All right? But what they're doing, they're building their house, which is this, you know, this kingdom with other man's money. They stolen money, man. All right, that's how they built America, blood money. All right, and they still doing it. You see? Let me get to this real quick. Now check this out. This in zerohairs.com. Activity in tropics emerges. Next big hurricane could send gas prices to apocalyptic level. Now, that's getting to, you know, some undamaging levels, man. All right. It says 3 tropical disturbances are being closely monitored for development in the Atlantic as fears mount that above average storms could wreak havoc on oil gas operations in the Gulf of Mexico and send gas prices at the pump to apocalyptic heights. And this is strategically being done, man. All right. It's an aim on the gas right now. Just pay attention, man. Okay. There's always a narrative or a magnifying glass on something in particular, man. You know, every time, okay, when they trying to, you know, hit you with usury and tax you and overcharge you, all right, it's always something they put out. It's a need or necessity Jake need, all right? They know we need gas and oil, so they know we got to pay it, man. Even if we don't have it, we still need it. So it's, you know, low supply, high demand, though. High demand, but low supply. And they just holding it back to make people, so they could charge more. So people will pay more. All right? Oh, well, this is going to mess up the oil and the gas in New Mexico. Now it's going to be even higher gas prices. So they could justify, all right, the unrighteous decree. Let me get that. All right, this Isaiah. This unrighteous decrees, 10:1. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, man. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, man. All right? Yeah, you taking from the poor. All right? It says in Sirach 34 that the life of the poor, let me get it, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless, man. All right? Let me get that in Sirach 34. Now I read that article and get out of here. It ain't gonna be long. It's a war on gas all of a sudden, man. All right, it says Sirach 34. And 21, it says the bread of the needy is their life. He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. See, the bread, is bread is synonymous with protection, to Jake or whatever, like, as a defense. Money is actual defense is used to get bread, to get your food or whatever, whatnot. So the bread of the needy is their life, man. And the need is the poor, right? You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American, man. Y'all need it because, again, it sustains y'all in y'all lives, man. It sustains us in our lives, all right? So, again, is the, it's the bread. Bread is what, suffice you, man. It nourish you, okay, ultimately. So that can be money. Money suffices, right? But they taking our money, man, every way. They charging us and taxing us everywhere, man. All right, the state tax in Louisiana is ridiculous. You go to Texas, that shit, cheaper and shit, 4 point, you get it is 10 fucking percent. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. It says, and he that defrauded the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. And they defrauding, they defraud us in every way, man. All right, we go to work. They tax our wages, man. You supposed to tax income, not wages, man. All right. Then they give us income tax and then tax that. You see, which is off. But let me finish this article. It says the lull in the tropics has come to an end as we're not watching 3 different areas for development come from the Gulf of Mexico to Central Atlantic. The Weather Channel reports. The first system is an area of low pressure in the northern Gulf of Mexico and expected to track westward early this week and could dump heavy rains along with parts of the Texas coast. Even though the storm has low probabilities of formation over the next 2 to 5 days, the system is situated near the Gulf Coast, PADD3, which has the highest concentration of U.S. refineries. The second is a disturbance located 900 miles east, southeast of the southern Windward Island and has 70% of chance of cyclone formation in 2 days, with probability at 90% for 5 days. Called Invest 9-4L, the storm is expected to strengthen. The storm is expected to strengthen as it enters the Caribbean Sea this week. Beyond Invest 9-4L, a tropical wave with a 20% probability of developing into a storm over the next 5 days. The elevated tropical activity comes as Opus Energy analyst global head Tom Closer told Fox Business, and we have an active tropical season that impacts domestic refining efforts in the Gulf of Mexico. Then it could send gas prices to apocalyptic heights. You see? So again, it's a narrative of we're always gonna send the heights and it's gonna do that and shit gonna get apocalyptic. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just a way to drive the people, in a corner to where they have to do it, man. All right, you have to get gas to make your daily bread. You gotta get good. In order to go make money, all right, you gotta go, you gotta spend money. Get back and forth to work. And they got some people working, high places or, far places. They got people work hours away. You got these truckers, diesel, the diesel, like, so it's mandatory, all right? So when something is made mandatory, hey, you gotta what? You gotta do it, man. So once again, this is another decree that's going out, which is unrighteous, man. But, you keep, the rich, it's only so long you could play on the poor, man. All right? Because within that poor is the men of the Lord. So when it start to affect them, you best believe the Lord going to lift a standard up. So Abba Ratazali was edifying, man. Until the next time, I'm going to see Shalom.